All right. Michael Tracy, God bless him, and I can see where he was coming from on this. Whereas everyone wanted to be in the Mamdani headquarters for election night, Tracy, I think, made the better choice. He decided to be at Cuomo headquarters for election night, and that ended up being a fruitful decision. So this is David Rem. I interviewed him a little at the protest of dozens. We are dozens. We are dozens at the memorial site last week. So here he is at the Cuomo event, blaming Curtis Sliwa.
Curtis?
I'll send it to him because you don't let me
Good,
today.
good. Hey, Curtis, you're a fucking scumbag, like I said all along, all these months. You fucking got 8% of the vote. You split the fucking vote for the $7 million. You were a scumbag. I hope every New Yorker spits in your fucking face every single day. You fucking sold out like fucking Judas sold out fucking Jesus. For the 30 fucking points is over. Go fuck yourself.
Real man of faith there. Like Judas sold out fucking Jesus.
Yeah, yeah, that's what it says in the King James. It said without the F bombs. But yeah, that's pretty much what fucking Judas did. What did Judas get? I think he got 8 points too.
yeah.
All right, so this one I've never heard of her. She's on WABC radio. Apparently, only the best over there these days. So Michael Tracy caught up with her.
Hold on, start.
What do you want to say to Curtis? Can I see why you fuck New York? Your own ego. Curtis, I interviewed you. I gave you time. I interviewed all the interviews. I interviewed Andrew. I interviewed you. I interviewed Jim. I interviewed Eric Adams. Eric Adams had the class to know when it was time to walk away.
You're a real modicum of.
It's not money. It's money,
beacon
Curtis.
of
Come
class.
after me now. Because I know why you stayed in this fucking race. It's who everybody you supported, and you ruined New York. And Andrew Cuomo was way better suited to be the mayor. Now we got Zoran Mamdani, who you probably cut a deal with. Go on record, come after me. You fuck New York.
Yeah, that's a real classy person there. Aren't these
Yeah.
people classy? Can't
you
you
ain't
tell?
got no class. You
Can't
ain't
you
got
tell?
no class?
Who the like? Can't you tell who the wrong candidates to vote for was by who's at their election night party? Like, look at these people. These are the kinds of people who would walk into a bakery at 10 a.m. on Thanksgiving Day and complain that there's a line. Come on, people, get it together.
Well,
What's going on? What's going on is it's a holiday and it's fucking busy. So shut your mouth and stand 6 feet away from me because your perfume is suffocating me. I can't breathe.
Well, these are the people who a few years ago were spitting at people for asking them to wear a mask, and they're telling you to go vote for Andrew Cuomo,
Yeah.
who they absolutely fucking despised until 10 minutes ago.
I need a mask around a woman like that. I'm afraid the perfume will make my fucking airwaves swell.
You know what? The Long Island Railroad, I avoid it during rush hour in the morning because the perfume is suffocating.
Yeah, exactly. You can't breathe around there. Yeah.
That's all people coming in from like that.
Bridge and funnel garbage.
Okay, so let me explain something that if you're not from New York, you might not catch. I will probably do something specifically about this on Sunday. It is no accident that every person you see going on one of these rants is a native New Yorker. They have the New York accent, and they are usually Italian or Jewish. One or the other. They're Italian or Jewish, and they got the whole thing going on. You fucking Curtis Sliwa, you fucking. All right. These people are all part of the turn of the century immigrant wave. They're all descended from that. There was the Irish came earlier. Then the Jews and the Italians came in around the same time in the late 19th and early 20th century. And it created a lot of kind of cross-cultural cross-pollination between Jews and Italians. A lot of, my best friend growing up was Italian. Like the Jews and the Italians really came in together, grew up together, and kind of created a New York culture that was a fusion of Jewish, Irish, and Italian. That became kind of the dominant culture. Part of what's happening here is that generation passing the torch to the new wave immigrants, which are much more likely to be Indian, Pakistani, Korean, Chinese. You go out to my hometown today, Flushing. It's the largest Asian population outside Asia on Earth. Now, when I was growing up, it was all guys like David Rem. It was all guys like that. That's pretty much what I grew up with. They can't handle it, man. They can't handle it. And the irony of it is the kind of shit that they're saying about Mamdani is exactly what was said about their people, right down to the communism, particularly with Jews. Jews were accused of being communists. Italians were accused of being anarchists. They couldn't adopt our institutions. They were accused of not assimilating, of their neighborhoods being, un-American, and they're destroying the city. And they were getting accused of that by the immigrant groups that came before them. The Germans, the Irish didn't like the Jews and the Italians. Eventually, because the Protestants didn't like the Irish either, they made common cause with the Italians, both being Catholics. They wound up kind of coming together. But yeah, man, this is just exactly what happened to the Italians, the Jews, and the Irish when they came in. And now their descendants, their grandchildren and great grandchildren, are throwing that exact same kind of racism at this new wave of immigrants. And in both cases, it's the fear of losing power. They're seeing their New York being overshadowed by the new rising New York. That's what a lot of this mental breakdown is about. It's not that they think this very clean cut, very hip Muslim guy is really going to bring in communism and jihad. It's not that. It's that their world is passing and a new world is rising, and they don't like it. And Cuomo, tired, looking beat up, cranky, doesn't want to be there. It's kind of a perfect champion for this group because that's pretty much who they are. So here's a little bit of Cuomo's concession speech here.
We got up off the mat after the primary, and we made it a real race when the media had already commenced the coronation.
Talking about a guy who started the race with a 50-point lead.
And feel proud.
Oh yeah, no,
because we fought our hearts out.
In the days before the election, I saved multiple articles. I don't think I ended up using any of them. I was thinking about doing a Marquis de Dobular bit, but I never got to it. Whether it was the Wall Street Journal, the New York Post, the New York Times, didn't matter. It was Mamdani is bad for the city. This is why. Mamdani is going to ruin the city. This is why. These are about to be bad times for New York. This is why. It didn't matter what ideological lane the newspaper was in. For Cuomo to get up there and talk like the papers coronated Mamdani, that's just
over
insane.
the spring, Cuomo had like a 40-point lead over Mamdani.
Right.
So what are you talking about? He's acting like we were the little engine that could, that gave him a run for his money. We gave him a run for his money. Gave him a run for his money. Yeah. You were beating him by 40 points. He came back and crushed you.
A 34-year-old Muslim assemblyman with no name ID destroyed you.
Yeah, destroyed
in a matter of months.
With a 40-point head start, he destroyed you.
Yeah.
Left it all on the field.
That's rad,
Congratulations to
Sliwa!
Zoran Mamdani.
No, it's a classy joint.
You know what you call that? Class.
It's class.
You call that class.
Good Italian class.
Very classy people in this joint.
No. That is not right.
Folks, this is not confirmation. This is not your nephew's confirmation. Settle down.
That is not us. Really? Have you gotten a look at the collection of freaks that are still supporting you? That's exactly you. That is exactly who you're supporting.
Folks, this is not your son-in-law's wedding when the buffet runs out of veal. Please settle down. Please settle down.
This is not my niece's baptism where I know there were some disruptions there.
Yeah.
We don't want to have that today. There are cameras here.
All right, and that is not us. That is not us. Tonight was their night, and as they start to transition to government, we will all help any way we can because we need our New York City government to work. We want it to work for all New Yorkers because our city is the greatest city in the world, and we will unite for New York City.
Yeah, well, I don't think they're going to go with that plan.
This is the funniest one.
Here's David Rem with his hype man and woman, respectively.
And Martami, he threw the election. Curtis Sliwa, throw this election. Wake up, New York. Shame on you, Curtis Sliwa. You threw the election. You're a scumbag. You will never be loved in New York City.
Look at the guy down there.
Ever
Guy's
again.
fighting.
You are a scumbag.
Fucking tell him how Sliwa's a scumbag.
Shame on Curtis Sliwa.
You fucked the whole
You
fucking thing up.
fucked New York City.
whole fucking thing up.
New York City. You fucked New York City.
It's like January 6th meets Tony and Tina's wedding.
Just pathetic people. Now, one thing that really is always going to be a mystery to me is why a campaign that thought it was a good idea to put digital Cuomo signs on the urinals lost. I don't know how these people could have lost an election. The people whose closing pitch was, it looks like it, but it's not actually the OJ Bronco. I don't know how these people lost. It's a mystery. Now, you want to see the kind of quality people that are supporting Cuomo that are upset about Mamdani. Here's former mobster and professional murderer, mobcaster Michael Franzese, talking about how people are writing to him to say the mafia should come back to New York.
My friends, I got to share something with you that you might consider pretty funny. Maybe it's sad, I don't know, but I've been getting social media comments and texts and even emails this morning say, hey, we got to bring the mafia back to New York. This crazy socialist, this Marxist, this communist, we don't want him in control. We don't want him as mayor. My friends, too late for that. That ship has sailed. He's elected. He's your guy. And I'll be honest with you, I never thought I'd see the
What was wrong with the old days when concrete cost 75% more in New York City than anywhere else in the country because the mafia rigged all the bids and controlled all the concrete suppliers? Hey, those were the days. You know what I'm talking about? When whether you bought a fucking apple in the supermarket or you bought a pair of pants at the department store, you were paying a markup because the mob controlled the garment district and they controlled the trucking unions. Hey, I don't want to pay a communist. I want to pay Joe Bag of Donuts on the fucking corner with a paper bag full of cash. I miss those days.
Day when we would have a communist as a mayor of New York City, one of the biggest cities in the country, in the world, actually. But hey, you know what? All I can say is be careful what you wish for because now you got it. Between him and that other crazy, fraud, phony, hypocrite, whatever you want to call him out in California that I have to deal with, who got his Proposition 50 passed only to serve himself, his interests, so that he has a better shot at becoming president in 28. This guy don't care for anybody. He's the biggest loser.
I can't believe these former mafia guys are right-wing reactionaries. I can't believe that. They were such warm-hearted people in their former career. I can't believe they gravitate towards the same kinds of politics as Sid Rosenberg. I can't believe that. Now something to understand, and if you're from a city that had a big mafia like Chicago, you might know what I'm talking about, even if you're not from New York. There is this very misplaced nostalgia in certain quarters for the mafia, this very idealized Godfather vision of the mafia as the honorable society that protected the neighborhood. That's where that's coming from. And that is exactly the same kind of douchebags that would be screaming, "Curtis Sliwa, you fucking scumbag." There is a great Venn diagram overlap between that and people say, "You know what? The mafia kept the neighborhood safe." They kept it said, well, not if you were a business owner that they were fucking shaking down, who couldn't stay in business without paying the mafia a portion of their profits. Richard Hanania, this is pretty funny. This is the brain trust that was apoplectic about Mamdani. They were showing up in Kentucky trying to vote against him. It's the Kentucky Secretary of State telling people they can't do that. We're getting calls about polls being closed. They are closed because we do not have elections today. Kentucky votes next year. You cannot vote today in Kentucky for the mayor of New York City or the governor of Virginia. Sorry.
Wow.
Only the best and the brightest on Team Cuomo over there. Gunther Eagleman, or the 15 Nigerians who are posing as Gunther Eagleman to run that account. Keep in mind, what is happening to NYC would have happened to all of America had Kamala been installed. Trump saved America. Like, you know, in media, you have different niches of the market. Gunther Eagleman has clearly gone for the dumbest of the dumb. Like, he's just decided that's his niche and that's who he's going to go after. But hey, man, we always try to keep it real here. We always want to be honest. I did take a bike ride to the Battery yesterday, the first full day after the election. And Gunther's kind of got a point. In fact, somebody did a video showing what horrors we're suffering here in New York as a result of this election already.
Day one living in Mamdanistan, aka New York City. Boots on the ground journalism that the lamestream media will not show you. Sure, the cafes might look like they're busy. These are all propaganda facades in the midst of a decay. Some guy and his son biking. All these people just going about their day in an orderly manner. This coffee shop behind me sells cappuccinos for $6. And you want me to pretend like everything's fine? People working? See the collapse in real time. $3 bus fare. Excuse me, where is all the visible suffering? Look at this shit. You guys aren't gonna believe this, but some fucking asshole just said good morning to me. Single family homes and apartment buildings on the same block. We made it to the park. I wonder what kind of bullshit we'll see now. Musicians playing a banjo. Bubbles. I hate Bubbles. Everywhere I look, it's the same story. Cooperation, stability, civility. The liberals try and tell you this is what progress looks like. All right, let's go get a coffee. The cafe behind me is going to be an Antifa outpost by tomorrow. The Mamdani experiment is over, folks. Somebody needs to call Washington.
Yeah. Now, to his point, New York is actually one of the safest places in the country. It just is. It just is. I mean, there was just a study showing crime is at I think the lowest level since 1997, just multi-decade low crime, murders. What that video is obscuring, that is a big part of why Mamdani got elected, is what you're seeing there is a very upscale, prosperous city for a certain kind of person. Look at the places that he's showing. Cafes, coffee shops, right? I mean, yeah. When I did my Weird New York tour and our friend Tickled to Death filmed it, he said you should show this to everybody who thinks New York is this collapsing, chaotic place because it's a bunch of fucking upscale people. And more people are being left out of that. And that is including, yes, downwardly mobile white hipsters. Sure, like that's definitely a part of his coalition, people who can't afford to live in that city anymore. But the real issue that people like Bill Ackman have is they can't afford that city. So for them, there's no problem. There's nothing to fix. It's not broken for them.
Right.
But what he just showed you, I am telling you, I would be honest with you. If that were a misrepresentation of New York, I would tell you it's pretty much what it's like. It's pretty much what it's like. It's pretty upscale. It's pretty safe. It's pretty clean. And most of the people you see are pretty happy because they got fucking money. That's why. I mean, in Manhattan. Granted, I live in Manhattan. It's a different story where Jose is, the Bronx. you would see something completely different. That was all in Manhattan, and yeah, that's what Manhattan looks like more or less. So this is, in terms of the Sliwa thing, this is really an example of the idiocy on display here. So Xavier DeRusso of the 7K Club puts out, Curtis Sliwa, when I catch you, to which I responded, I hope this Zio for hire knows how to count to 7K better than he knows how to add up election results. Mamdani 52, Cuomo 40, Sliwa 8. So, 40 and 8 don't add up to 51. They don't.
Right.
Wouldn't matter. But at least one Zio for hire had an answer to that. Let's be clear. If Curtis Sliwa had dropped out of the race today, we would have had a Mayor Cuomo today on election day. It's not just the Sliwa voters who would have gone to Cuomo. It's also the demotivating effect on voters who for months kept hearing that Mamdani was definitely winning. When voters hear that Mamdani has a 95% chance of winning, they lose motivation to get out and vote. All of this is due to Sliwa. So in this fantasy football scenario, the Mamdani voters would have been demoralized if Sliwa had gotten out, and the pro-Cuomo forces would have been so animated that he would have broken through the 50% threshold, because clearly all of the evidence would lead you to believe that. Like, Mamdani's coalition was not extremely enthusiastic, whereas Cuomo's coalition was not made up by a bunch of people very angry that a new group of immigrants is about to take over the city, and it's not going to be the city where their grandparents had a fruit stand on Mott Street anymore. This was maybe my favorite meme. Breaking. Cuomo has fled the NYC mainland following its fall to socialist Zohran Mamdani. Sources say he will establish a new government on Staten Island with the goal of eventually reclaiming the entire city. Mamdani has vowed to purge all remaining Kuomintang on the mainland. So yeah, man. Some people not taking this very well. If you follow any Zionists, like not just the professional Zionists for pay on X, but like side, yeah, they're not doing well. They're not doing well. But I will say, and this is a hopeful thing, what I'm seeing in my socials, like, again, not the professional conversations, like real conversations, I'm seeing more and more of the real Zionist maniacs getting pushback from other people. Like, well, what are you so worried about with Mamdani? Like, these people are such pigs, and we'll get into that more in the next segment. More and more people are noticing. Even though noticing is antiseptic, more and more people are noticing that these people are nuts.
Well, yeah, obviously. I mean, just look at them.
Right.
Look at them. I mean, look at the people in that Cuomo hall. Those were like the cream of the crop. Those were the VIPs. Those were the ones who are like classy enough to get the invite.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. And look at who they are.
Please clap.